Hello, everyone. This is Himakshi Joshi here from Divine Musing. And this video is about houses in astrology. This is my series Astrology Simplified, where I'll be taking you through all the various topics on astrology in a very simple and a very easily understandable manner. Because when I approached astrology, I was very confused in the beginning. I used to not understand how this is getting, how to actually apply it in real life. But through my own effort, I simplified the knowledge, and that is what I would like to share with you all through these videos. So, my first video is about houses. Now, before we go into houses, I would like to tell you a brief on how beautiful astrology is, like how it actually is so intriguing and so layered. Astrology is all about connections. Everything is beautifully connected, and that is what the whole purpose of astrology is, to tell us how the whole universe, how we as people are connected to each other, to the environment, to the elements, to the planets, and how everything is working out in our lives in a seamless manner. Sometimes we feel that, we are making it happen, but when you understand and learn astrology, a lot of it is destiny, a lot of it is pre planned, a lot of it is a design that we are following. So let's not waste more time and let's get into our first topic about houses and astrology, because this is the most bottom level wherein you understand what does each house represent in astrology. I would like to share a small slide with you all and take you all through various houses. So, if you see, houses basically represent various areas of your life. Okay, so this rectangle that we see, that's our birth chart or the chart that is created when we were born on this earth. And this has all the secrets of our entire life. In fact, it also has the secrets of our past, present, and future. It's very, very deep. Even just the birth chart itself carries so much information. It's like the blueprint of your life, it is the entire baggage and the prospect and the potential that you were born with. And it's very beautiful in the sense that the more we get the knowledge, the more we understand, the more we realize the beauty of the birth chart and the knowledge and the ancient knowledge, which was so deep and so, so intuitive that just by looking at something, we could, realize the entire life of a person. So let's take you all, without wasting much time, let's take you all through all the houses in astrology. Now, if you see, there are 12 sections of this rectangle. There are a few diagonal lines, and we have divided this whole into 12 parts. 12 parts representing 12 different sections of your life. And the first part is where the sun was rising. The first house, as it is written over here, is where the sun was rising when you were born. So that is called the first house, and it is for your appearance, your health, your well being, your intelligence is seen from the first house. Now, as we move forward, you will see that the number two is written over here. So we are going in an anti-clockwise direction. Remember this, we don't go over here with number two, we go here. That is the anti-clockwise direction when we are numbering the houses in astrology. So from 1 we move on to 2. So 2, the number 2 represents the wealth, livelihood, your speech. How do you speak? Because after you were born, what do you do? In 1 year's time, you learn to speak. So it represents your speech to a greater extent. It also represents the wealth that you gather, the knowledge that you gather in this lifetime. Moving on to number 3, the house represents your siblings, your expression, your communication, and your courage. How bold and courageous you are. Having weak planets in this section means you hold yourself back, you are not very confident. Number 4, the house of mother. We see your mother and her life through this. Mind, your peace of mind, your emotions, how emotional you are, your emotional intelligence, and your home. Your home and your vehicles are also seen from the fourth house. Fifth house represents children, your intelligence, your buddhi, and your devotion. Fifth house is also the house of luck. Sixth house represents the enemies, the debt, and the diseases that we face in this lifetime. Now, 6, 8, and 12 are considered the dusthanas because they bring in some pain and perseverance and obstacles in our life. But that is where the entire learning of life happens. The other houses provide us comfort, but the 6, 8, and 12 houses provide us the most important learnings and lessons in our lives. Moving on to the seventh house represents your marriage, your partnerships, and your career. Career in the sense whether you would be doing business. Basically, it's the outer world. It's opposite the first house. So, first house is you yourself, and seventh house is the outside world or who you meet outside. So, seventh house is all about that your connections, your network. Eighth house is seen for longevity, is seen for self transformation. Eighth house is where mysticism power lies because eighth house is also for death, but death of your older self and the birth of your new self is what eighth house is. Eighth house, in easier terms or simpler terms, also represents your in laws, your inheritance, etc. Ninth house is your guru, your religion, your values. It also represents your father. And ninth house is also seen for foreign travels and religious pursuits in life. Your 10th house is your karma, your overall karma that you were born to do in this lifetime. Now, karma can also be connected in lame terms to your job that you are doing in this lifetime, but in case you are not into some profession, you are a housewife, then 10th house is your overall karma that you do in this lifetime. 11th house is the house for gains. Gain of any house is seen from the 11th house. It's the house of your wish fulfillment. And it is also seen for larger groups and communities, etc. 12th house is the house of loss, is the house of investments, is the house of expenditure, spirituality, it's the house of loneliness and isolation. So that is what 12th house represents. And as I said, 6, 8, and 12th houses bring the most learnings and lessons in our life through the obstacles and problems that they create in our lives. So, this is the entire picture of our chart. And once we put the planets in those houses and the movement of those planets creates various combinations and creates various predictions out of it. And that is how we see in astrology what is going to happen next, how is this period going to be, how is my life going to be overall, what will be my major areas of learning is how we see in astrology. So, coming to an end, this is all about houses. The next we will cover the significations of all the planets in astrology. So, thanks for watching this video. Follow Divine Musing if you're already not. Share this video and let me know in your comments how you like it and what you would like me to cover in my coming in my other videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Thank you very much.